Hello, everyone. Welcome to Free Write Friday. My name is Jessica Lynn Johnson, for those of you who don't know me. And I am the founder of Soaring Solo Studios, which is a company that is dedicated to solo theater, to creating, developing, directing, producing all things solo theater. So, welcome. So happy to have you here with me today. And I have the pleasure of working alongside Heather Dowling, who is also an award-winning solo theater coach and director and performer. And together we get to work with people all over the globe. So we are excited about what we do and looking forward to get to know each of you and your stories more intimately. So I'll give you a little background about myself and my experience with solo. If you're not familiar, I'm a solo theater artist myself. I toured for over 13 years with both of my solo shows, Z and Oblivious to Everyone. And I am also on the advisory board with the Los Angeles Women's Theater Festival, and I coach and develop and direct, produce solo shows. I've directed and developed over 175 solo shows and have produced hundreds. So certainly my passion. And I write a blog called called Soaring Solo for the NoHo Arts website. So if you go to NoHo Arts and you look up Soaring Solo, you'll find dozens of blogs by me all about the art form of solo theater. So, yeah, that's a little bit about me. I would love to know more about you. So, if you're watching this back on YouTube, please say something in the comments about where you're at in your solo theater journey, or feel free to pop me an email, whatever you want to do. I'd love to hear more about you and your story. So, the mission of Free Write Friday is really an opportunity for us to just gather together once a month for 20 minutes and make some progress on your solo show scripts and better understand the structure and the nature and the formula of solo theater, which is different than any other genre. And we save questions and sharing our work for my Saturday morning classes or in my coaching sessions. So today we're just writing and not really doing Q&A or any of that. Okay, so the talking point today, we are focused on nutshell descriptors for the characters in your solo show. So what do I mean by nutshell descriptors? Basically, it is a succinct yet very detailed introduction of the characters in your solo show. So, when you're out and about in your life and maybe you're talking to a friend and they're telling you about people that you've never met, you don't know them, and maybe they're telling you about several people who you've never met. And it's hard to keep track of that in our minds when we're hearing a bunch of names that have no weight to them. And so it's really important in our solo shows that we don't bring the audience through that kind of an ambiguous experience. So when you introduce your characters, whether you're playing them or just referencing them, you want to make sure that you give a nice nutshell descriptor uh, that you tell the audience. So some examples from this would be, or like that would be, my doctor, Dr. Schmidt, was a curt middle-aged woman. She was a stout brunette with no bedside manner who treated me for the last decade of my life. Or Tony, my new trainer, was passionate and playful and couldn't have been a day over 20. He had muscles for days. Or my best friend Jamie, a bubbly blonde and a total knockout, was totally oblivious to how hurtful she could be. She had been like this since we were little girls. So, in all three of those examples, we're giving a sense of personality, a sense of physical features, a sense of relationship, age, things like that. We're giving the audience a picture. So then, if I were to become Jamie, or if I were to become Tony or the doctor, they would already have an idea in their minds of what those characters were like, which would complement whatever I'm doing on stage. And even if I did not become them on stage, it just helps it stick because now we have some substance, not just a name. So I'm going to set my timer for 8 minutes. And what I want you to do is just think about 5 to 10 characters who might be in your solo show, either by reference or by you performing them. And I would like you to write short nutshell descriptors for those characters for the next 8 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set my timer. Give me 1 second. Okay, and I will tell you when your 8 minutes are up. So go ahead and pop on in. You have about 3 minutes left. 3 minutes. Okay, we have just about 10 seconds left, so start bringing your writing to a close. Okay, and we are complete. So hopefully that was useful and got you thinking about how you would describe the characters in your solo show. And I think the biggest takeaway with that is when audiences are in their heads and they're trying to figure out exposition rather than being in their hearts and going on a feelings and emotional journey with you through your story, it just really compromises the integrity of the show. So we really want to get them out of their heads and into their hearts for the majority of your show. So don't make them work that hard to keep track of everyone who they're meeting in your story. Okay, so with that said, I'm just going to roll through some announcements of wonderful things that are happening in the Soaring Solo community so you can get more involved. The first thing is my free class called The Art of Creating the One Person Play. I've been teaching this class for over 15 years. I think it's close to 20 years at this point. It used to be in person and now it's mostly online so that anyone anywhere can join. So that's happening Saturday, May 24th at 10 a.m. Pacific, noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. It's a 90-minute class. It's totally free and you can just show up and I will lead you through a writing exercise. And if you have already started writing your solo show and you want to bring something to share, a short excerpt and get feedback on that, you can do that as well. And that's an ongoing class. So just visit soaringSoloStudios.com under free stuff and you can sign up for tomorrow's class or any other free class that you'd like. And if you're ever curious about working with myself or Heather in a more professional way, one-on-one or in group or in our power pairs or intensives, the character gym that we do, any of our offerings, just pop me an email at soaringsoloartist@gmail.com, or you can go to soaringSoloStudios.com and fill out one of the comments and connection forms that we have on the website. So the initial consultation is just $69 for an hour, or we have our small groups which are just $39. So lots of affordable options. And we've always got our free offerings as well. And if you're ever interested in reading your script, doing a reading online of your script and getting a virtual audience to give you feedback on what's working or not working, you might want to consider submitting to our Revealed virtual reading series that we do. It's ongoing. So again, just email me and I can talk to you about when a good date would be to set up for your reading of your script so you can get feedback on the script before you go through the trouble of memorizing and adding all the technical bells and whistles and things like that. And if you enjoyed today and you want to come back to another Free Write Friday, the next one is happening Friday, June 27th at 10 a.m. Pacific, noon Central, and 1 p.m. Eastern. And again, Free Write Friday is just about 20 minutes. And you can watch all of my Free Write Fridays back, along with tons of other videos on my YouTube channel. So just look up Soaring Solo Studios on YouTube or Jessica Lynn Johnson. It should bring you to my page with all the videos. And the last thing I would say is if you are trying to put a stake in the ground that is meaningful, really consider the festival circuit. There are so many wonderful festivals that support solo artists. The Binge Fringe Festival, the Santa Monica Playhouse, the New York City Fringe Festival, which I believe is called the Frigid Festival now. There's the United Solo Festival, which is on 42nd Street, Orlando Fringe, the Hollywood Fringe Festival, which we're about to enter into. We actually have 14 Soaring Solo shows heading into the Hollywood Fringe this June. So if you're in Los Angeles or want to come to Los Angeles, lots of great solo theater to see the entire month of June. There's the LA Women's Theater Festival, which I mentioned earlier. And then Heather and I co-produced the Soaring Solo Star Series, which happens in either the fall or the winter every year. So that's coming up in October and November of 2025. So that's a little bit about what's coming up. And as always, you can visit my blog on NoHo Arts and get tips there as well. But I hope you had a great time at Free Write Friday today. And I hope to hear about you and your story sometime soon.